Hello family, welcome back to the channel, home of the RC community and home of the Patreon that offers the most value out there. If you're interested in Patreon or the merch, okay, those links will be in the description and in the comments. Okay, and also hit that like button and thumbs up button, okay, so this video can get out into the algorithm, so the algorithms can push it further out into the universe so other individuals can see this video also. So look, y'all, I'm looking at one of my old tweets, right? And I've been hearing some criticism saying that regardless of what Saitama does, they will still not get on these bigger exchanges. And the thing is this right here, okay? Saitama is doing a lot right now. And they're doing a lot to get on the bigger exchanges, okay? So the thing is, all right, how can you have all of this progress like they are having and not get on a bigger exchange? It does not make sense for anyone to really say that. All right, they've already, kind of adjusted certain things to get on a bigger exchange. They also adjusted their professionalism to get on these bigger exchanges. Okay, they're doing the things right to get catered to by the bigger exchanges. And you have to ask yourself this, all right, a lot of the projects out there that get praised, by a lot of the critics that are not doing half of what Saitama is doing right now, okay, these individuals have more confidence that those projects will get on the bigger exchanges before Saitama does. And you have to ask yourself this: if they're not doing half of what Saitama is doing, okay, what makes you think that they are getting on the exchanges if Saitama does not get on the exchange? I mean, like, seriously, you have to ask yourself that. What are these projects doing better to get on these exchanges? And this is where a lot of the, I don't want to use the word hate, but this is where a lot of the dislike comes in, where a lot of the critics out there, they're not looking at the big picture. They're looking more at the dislike. They're more into their feelings, okay, when it comes to a lot of these projects out here, okay, and they're not looking at the reality of situations. If Saitama does not get on a big exchange, okay, which means Coinbase, Binance, KuCoin, Crypto.com, all of that stuff, what makes you think? And Saitama is doing more than most of these projects. What makes you think that all these other projects are getting on these exchanges? It's just not going to happen. So, in my opinion, I do believe that Saitama can get on these big exchanges because the thing is this: regardless, okay, regardless of the V2 situation right now, Saitama had already been in the spotlight with a lot of these bigger exchanges, okay? They've already had their connections to Coinbase. They've already had connections to Binance, KuCoin, and all of that stuff. So it's just a matter of time before a lot of this goes into effect, all right? Saitama has also been in the mainstream media. I told a lot of individuals in earlier videos that mainstream media is important, okay? Mainstream media is important because, it gets the project out there. Remember, when we're talking about mainstream media and we're talking about the masses out there, we're talking about the average Joes out there that invest into crypto. A lot of the average Joes that does not really mess around with the DeFi space. They mess around with conventional crypto, which means that all they invest in is what they see, okay, what they see on the news, what they see as far as like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of that. They do what we call cliche investing. They do a lot of cliche investing out there. Okay, that's what they do, cliche investing. So what are the cliche investing? The cliche investing, one of the main ones is Bitcoin. Because the thing is this: if you're getting into crypto, okay, more than likely you're not going to know much about DeFi, and you're not even going to know how to work things such as swaps. You're not even going to know how to really navigate more advanced wallets like Trust Wallet and MetaMask and all of that stuff. More than likely, when a lot of these individuals come into the crypto space, what are they going to do? They're going to go and they're going to go make a Coinbase account. Okay, they're going to go make a Coinbase account. They're going to put about $50 to $100 in there, maybe more, depending on what it is. Okay, and they're going to just buy portions of Bitcoin. Okay, they're going to buy portions of Bitcoin, and then they're going to set it up to where they're investing in Bitcoin for every 2 weeks or something. $50 here every 2 weeks, $100 here every 2 weeks. Okay, they do a lot of cliche investing. This is how the cliche masses is, and regardless, look, if we do not care much for the cliche masses out there, the thing is this: these are the individuals that still run a lot of these projects that are on the spotlight, because one of the one of the other projects that a lot of the cliche investors are on is projects like Sheeb. Okay, Sheeb is mainstream media. Sheeb is in the spotlight. They're investing in what they know. Doge is mainstream media. Doge is in the spotlight. These are projects that a lot of these individuals are going to invest in. Okay, and when it comes to Sheeb and Doge, we know that there's some of the cheapest cryptos out there in the cliche investing space, in the conventional investing space for a lot of the masses to get into. And what will the masses do? The masses will only invest in what they see next, which will mean the next newer, cheaper project. What will be that next new cheaper project? That next new cheap project will be Saitama. Saitama will get into the mainstream media. They already have their foot halfway into the door of the mainstream media space. Okay, and not only that, they've also already had smaller catalysts that has also catapulted them out into the mainstream media space. So at least when you go out into the masses, out into the public, and you say, hey, do you know what Saitama is? A lot of individuals, you'd probably be surprised how many individuals say, yeah, we've heard of Saitama. Okay, but a lot of these cliche investors, they're just trying to learn how to buy it more easily. Okay, they're waiting for it to get into these big exchanges, but they know what it is because Saitama has already been out. Sorry, they've already been out into the mainstream media like that. All right, so do I think that Saitama will be on the bigger exchanges? Yes, I do believe they will be on the big exchange because they already got their foot halfway out into the door of the mainstream media. And mainstream media, for a lot of individuals, this, a lot of the critics is pushing these other projects. Mainstream media just do not know who they are. All right, this is why a lot of them will not get on the bigger exchanges, because mainstream media does not know who they are. So they can tell you all of the lies they want to. When it comes down to it, Saitama is better known than most of those projects out there. Even more of the recent V2 projects out there. And we know who the recent V2 projects are. Saitama is better known than them. A lot of these projects, some of them, a handful of them have already gone V2, and mainstream media still does not know who they are. Like I said, a project can only go but so far in the crypto space alone. The crypto space alone cannot do cannot have a project reach its maximum ceiling. They're going to need the mainstream media space, these projects, and they're going to need the conventional masses out there in mainstream media. They're going to need all of that to rise. Okay, without that, nobody knows who they are. Without that, a lot of these big exchanges do not care about those projects. All right, so you have a lot of these critics out here talking about all of these projects that are going to get on these big exchanges. Really, all of these projects are doing is chasing their tail around like a dog. That's all they're doing. Okay, because nobody knows who they are. Nobody's going to care about who these projects are until they get out there. And Saitama is getting out there. This is what sets them apart. This is one of the reasons of what sets them apart from a lot of those other projects out there. All right. So and like I said, I'm not bashing any other projects. Okay, these projects are there are some nice projects out there, but a lot of these developers, they have to do a little bit more for these projects to get them out there so they reach their max potential. Okay, these are some good projects. They have some good roadmaps and all of that stuff. These developers need to do more. These projects cannot go nowhere with the developers just sitting around on their hands and talking a big game and taking less action. They cannot go anywhere. Do I want them to go somewhere? Yes, I want them to go somewhere, but at the same time, it's up to the developers. All right. So look, I wanted to make this video. All right. And remember, every now will be history tomorrow, and you have patience in this crypto investing space or lose in the end. You don't want to be a loser. This is my video. Catch you all on the up and up. Howdy.